All right, hello everyone. This is Paul from SpanishWithPaul.com, and I'm very happy to see you back here again for another one of my Spanish lessons. I have a schedule now where I upload every single Monday, so make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you never miss one of my videos. Today's lesson is going to be on the word para, and we're going to explore just how powerful this little word is in Spanish. I'm sure you're going to like it. As always, you can download my course notes for this lesson by clicking the link that you see on the screen right now, and that link is also in the description box below this video. Finally, if you haven't yet completed my mini course series on YouTube, make sure that you do that as soon as possible. That way, you'll get the maximum benefit from all the current lessons that I'm uploading every Monday. So with all that out of the way, let's get started. We've already been using the word para quite a lot, and we've been using it for the word for. For example, how would you say it's for me? Es para mí. It's for her. Es para ella. It's for him. Es para él. And what about it's not for him? No es para él. Now, para also carries a lot of other meanings, including in order to. For example, look at this sentence. I need more time to decide. Now, we could also say, I need more time in order to decide. In English, we have the option. We can put in order to in the sentence, or we can leave it out. Now, in Spanish, you don't have that option. You have to put it in. So to summarize, whenever this to in English implies in order to, you will throw in the word para in Spanish. Let's practice. To say more time in Spanish would be más tiempo. Más tiempo. How would you say I need more time? Necesito más tiempo. What about I don't need more time? No necesito más tiempo. The verb to decide in Spanish is decidir. So we have de, si, dir. The first two syllables almost remind you of the word daisy in English. So we have decidir, the verb to decide. How would you say, I need more time to decide? Necesito más tiempo para decidir. Para, because this to in English is implying in order to. What's the verb to buy? Comprar. And how would you say to buy it? Comprarlo. Now, how would you say, I need more time to decide if I want to buy it? Necesito más tiempo para decidir si quiero comprarlo. What's the verb to go? Ir. Now, how would you say, I need more time to decide if I want to go? Necesito más tiempo para decidir si quiero ir. Once again, how would you say, I don't need more time? No necesito más tiempo. What's the word for what? Que. Or if it's in the middle of a sentence, you can also use lo que. So, que or lo que. How would you say, I don't need more time to decide. I know what I want to do now. No necesito más tiempo para decidir. Sé lo que quiero hacer ahora. You could also say, sé qué quiero hacer ahora. The verb to finish in Spanish is terminar. Reminds you of the English word terminate. Terminar. If we wanted to say, I need more time to finish, in English, we're implying, I need more time in order to finish. Just as before, the same principle applies. So how would you say that in Spanish? I need more time to finish. Necesito más tiempo para terminar. The word for project in Spanish is proyecto. You can see we have a Y in the spelling instead of a J, but the pronunciation is proyecto. How would you say my project? Mi proyecto. Now try this one. I need more time to finish my project. Necesito más tiempo para terminar mi proyecto. To say more money would be más dinero. Más dinero. How would you say, I need more money to buy it? Necesito más dinero para comprarlo. Once again, this to buy it is implying in order to buy it. The verb to earn in Spanish is ganar. This also means to win. So to earn or to win, ganar. How would you say, I need to earn more money to buy a house? Necesito ganar más dinero para comprar una casa. Hopefully you caught it there, that this to was implying in order to buy a house. To express to buy myself, you would take the verb comprar, to buy, and tag on the pronoun of me. So you get comprarme, to buy myself. How would you say, I need to earn more money to buy myself a house? Necesito ganar más dinero para comprarme una casa. The verb to think is pensar. Pensar. How would you say, I need more time to think? Necesito más tiempo para pensar. How do you say you need? Necesitas. Necesitas. Now, how would you ask? Do you need more time to think? ¿Necesitas más tiempo para pensar? What about, do you need more time to decide? ¿Necesitas más tiempo para decidir? How do you say I would like? Me gustaría. Now, try to say, I would like more time to think, please. Me gustaría más tiempo para pensar, por favor. How do you say I'm going to? Voy a. Now say, I would like more time to decide if I'm going to do it. Me gustaría más tiempo para decidir si voy a hacerlo. What's the verb to have? Tener. How would you say, I would like to have more time? Me gustaría tener más tiempo. Try this next one. How would you say, I need to think, and I would like to have more time to decide what I'm going to do. Just pause and think it out. Necesito pensar y me gustaría tener más tiempo para decidir qué o lo que voy a hacer. The word for better in Spanish is mejor. We have mejor. Mejor. How would you say it's better? Es mejor. It's better like that. Es mejor así. It's better for me like that. Es mejor para mí así. If we take the word mejor and we add on AR to turn it into a verb, we get mejorar. Mejorar. This means to improve. Mejorar. Now look at this sentence. To improve your Spanish, you need to study a lot. Once again, this word of to in English is implying in order to improve your Spanish, you need to study a lot. Now, to say your Spanish would be tu español. Tu español. So how would you say in order to improve your Spanish? Para mejorar tu español, you need to study. Necesitas estudiar. Try it again now. To improve your Spanish, you need to study. Para mejorar tu español, necesitas estudiar. What about this one? To improve your Spanish, you need to study with Paul. Para mejorar tu español, necesitas estudiar con Paul. Now, how would you say this next one? To buy a house here, you need a lot of money. Para comprar una casa aquí, necesitas mucho dinero. We could also switch this around. For example, you need a lot of money to buy a house here. How would you say that? Necesitas mucho dinero para comprar una casa aquí. So you can see that it doesn't matter if the to comes up the front, for example here, to buy a house, or if it appears in the middle of a sentence, such as here in this example where we switched it. Whenever to in English implies in order to, you will throw in the word para in Spanish. Let's build into this one. To arrive on time, you need to leave at 2 o'clock. First of all, what's the verb to arrive? Llegar. And to say on time would be a tiempo. A tiempo. So how would you say to arrive on time, remembering that this to is going to be implying in order to arrive on time? Para llegar a tiempo, you need to leave. For to leave, what you'll often hear them using is the verb to go out, salir. So how would you say that? You need to leave. Necesitas salir. Now, to finish it at 2 o'clock, they would simply say a las dos. A las dos. Let's put it all together. Try to say, to arrive on time, you need to leave at 2 o'clock. Para llegar a tiempo, necesitas salir a las dos. Do you remember the verb to finish? Terminar. And what about the word for my project? Mi proyecto. How would you say, to finish my project, I need more time? Para terminar mi proyecto, necesito más tiempo. What's the verb to earn? Ganar. Now try this one. To buy a house here, I need to earn more money. Para comprar una casa aquí, necesito ganar más dinero. Do you remember the verb to improve? Mejorar. Now try this one. To improve my Spanish, I need to study more with Paul. Para mejorar mi español, necesito estudiar más con Paul. The word para is also very useful for asking questions, kind of like, how do I? For example, how do I get to the supermarket? Or where do I pay the bill? Or how do I buy a ticket? With all of these types of questions, we can use the word para as a shortcut. For example, this first one, how do I buy a ticket? A ticket in Spanish is un boleto. We have boleto, un boleto. Now you could simply say, ¿Cómo puedo comprar un boleto? Literally, how can I buy a ticket? But you could also, as a shortcut, simply say, in order to buy a ticket, and you leave it open-ended. Native speakers do this a lot. So the question now becomes simply, ¿Para comprar un boleto? Another example would be, how do I get to the supermarket? Meaning in Spanish, how do I arrive to the supermarket? Now, to the supermarket, this part here would be al super. They simply shorten supermarket to super, al super. So again, you could say, ¿Cómo puedo llegar al super? How can I arrive to the supermarket? But again, using para, it would simply become para llegar al super. Literally, in order to arrive to the supermarket, open-ended question. Then we had a third example, where or how do I pay the bill? Now, to pay in Spanish is pagar. Pagar. And the bill would be la factura. La factura. So to ask a question like, where do I pay the bill? You could do it the long way. You could say, ¿Dónde puedo pagar la factura? Literally, where can I pay the bill? Or you could simply use the shortcut with para, which would become something like, in order to pay the bill, which would be para pagar la factura. Again, native Spanish speakers do this all the time. They use para as a shortcut when asking questions. Let's try it now. First of all, how would you say to the supermarket? Al super. Now, how would you ask? In order to arrive to the supermarket? Para llegar al super? What's the verb to pay? Pagar. And do you remember the word for the bill? This would be like an electric bill or a telephone bill, that type of bill. La factura. Now, how would you ask? In order to pay the bill? Para pagar la factura? What's the word for a ticket? Un boleto. Un boleto. Now, how would you ask? In order to buy a ticket? Para comprar un boleto? Finally, try this one on your own. How would you use para as a shortcut to ask, how can I speak with him? Para hablar con él? So this is how we can use para as a shortcut when asking questions. We'll finish off with some final practice now. Sometimes you'll be required to use para, and sometimes you won't. So be careful to make that distinction. Only use para when you have a legitimate reason to do so. First off, how would you say to study? What's the verb? Estudiar. And do you remember the verb to improve? Mejorar. Now, how would you say, I need to study to improve my Spanish? Necesito estudiar para mejorar mi español. If you want to say to make an appointment, that would be hacer una cita. Hacer una cita. How would you say you need to call to make an appointment? Necesitas llamar para hacer una cita. Now let's switch that around. How would you say the same thing but in this word order? To make an appointment, you need to call. Para hacer una cita, necesitas llamar. In previous lessons, we've looked at how to express what happened. Can you remember that? ¿Qué pasó? Now, how would you say, I need to know what happened? Necesito saber qué or lo que pasó. The verb to understand is entender. 3 syllables. Entender means to understand. How would you say, I need to speak with her to understand what happened? Necesito hablar con ella para entender qué pasó. How do you say the problem? El problema. Now say, I have to speak with him to understand the problem. Tengo que hablar con él para entender el problema. What's the verb to work? Trabajar. And what's the verb to earn? Ganar. Now say, I need to work and earn more money. Necesito trabajar y ganar más dinero. How do you say every day? Cada día. There's another way to say this, which is todos los días. Literally means all the days. Todos los días. Let's use this expression. How would you say, I need to work every day to earn more money? Necesito trabajar todos los días para ganar más dinero. To say to your house would be A tu casa. A tu casa. Let's use para as a shortcut now to ask a question. How would you ask, how do I get to your house? Para llegar a tu casa. How would you say, I want to make an appointment? Quiero hacer una cita. Again, let's use para as a shortcut to ask a question. How would you ask, how do I make an appointment? Para hacer una cita. The verb salir can mean to go out, but it's also frequently used to leave. How would you say, I need to leave? Necesito salir. What's the word for now? Ahora. Now try to say, I need to leave now to arrive on time. Necesito salir ahora para llegar a tiempo. If you're serious about learning Spanish and want to become conversationally fluent, my main course, Spanish with Paul, is live and available for you now. Inside you'll get my complete course, none of which is available on YouTube, and also my personal attention to make sure you achieve conversational fluency in the fastest time possible. In short, if you like my free lessons on YouTube and the results they're giving you, then you'll love what I have for you inside the main course. You can click the link on the screen now to find out all the details. So with that said, I look forward to seeing you again in my next video.